Just a quick heads up, prior to Thunderbolts, I have not seen 95% of the MCU for phases 4 and 5. There have been movies that have been on my radar that I've been really wanting to watch for a long time, such as Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and Black Panther Wakanda Forever, but I haven't really gotten the chance to, so I apologize if this video is a little short, but I haven't really gotten the chance to, so I apologize if this video is shorter than I want it to be. If I knew a lot about the previous films in these phases, this video definitely would have been longer in length and I would have had more to talk about, but for now, this is going to be a review based off of someone who hasn't been catching up with Marvel recently. What I do know is that Thunderbolts is the end of Phase 5, and this is the new generation of Avengers that we will be seeing in the upcoming 2026 film Avengers Doomsday. As someone who was really attached to the original team, I thought it would really be a challenge to get used to a fully new team now that the original is disbanded, but after finally watching the film for myself, I can safely say that this new team has a very promising future ahead of them. Despite not really knowing most of these characters prior to watching this, I warmed up to them through this film thanks to not only great performances from their respective actors, highlights being Florence Pugh and Lewis Pullman, but also how great they are written as well as how well they build off each other. Because this story focuses on anti-heroes slash villains, it really gives this movie more of its own identity, and they really utilize their redemption arc slash journey of becoming the new Avengers to their fullest potential. You really get funny moments where some members really have beef with each other at first, but later begin to trust one another and start feeling comfortable opening up to one another about what shaped them to go down the dark paths they went down. Unfortunately, not all of the team members get to shine fully, but not one of them felt pointless to me, even if some of them just served purpose for comedy and flair for the action scenes. Speaking of the action scenes, there aren't as much as I can recall by typical Marvel standards, as there is a lot more dialogue than anything, but this movie's strongest suit is how it knows when to try and be funny and knows when to try and be serious, and when those serious scenes kick in, they kick in. The two characters that easily stood out to me were Yelena and Bob. I love the way they handled both character arcs in this film, as we see Yelena struggle to overcome the trauma of her adopted sister's death, and Bob just wanting respect from his fellow team members, eventually affecting his mental health really badly. When these moments are shown on display, they really knock it out of the park with these visuals, as we see Yelena's world sort of closing in on her, and she can't escape the traumatic memory of her dead sister, and a similar thing goes for Bob, especially in the climax, which I won't spoil, but man is it chilling. I've heard a lot of people complain about the way this conflict is resolved, which to some extent I can understand if you have seen the movie, but I personally found it very heartwarming and a unique way for the day to be saved in an MCU film. If there were some complaints I have with this movie, it would probably have to be for the fact that there were some rare unfunny moments, but this movie has a lot more good jokes that make up for those poor moments. I also think some of the characters could have been a little more fleshed out, but once again, that isn't a huge issue considering every character has a pretty good purpose in this movie. Overall, while I am behind on the MCU, I really enjoyed this movie. I cannot wait to see this new team in action when Avengers Doomsday eventually rolls around, and as for the post-credit scene, when the first set of credits start to roll around, you really should just, look down on your phone and play, Angry Birds or text someone or something, because it kind of spoils the post-credit scene in the first set of credits, and it's really annoying, but for a particular MCU film that I'm really excited for this summer, you are really going to love this post-credit scene. And while this movie didn't have as much action as I would have liked it to, it was definitely really funny for the most part, and I do think these characters will eventually make up a pretty believable family, like the OG team did. 9 out of 10. A film that I definitely recommend you go see in theaters, and a film that I will definitely revisit in the future, and might even have more appreciation for once I watch Phase 4 and Phase 5 of the MCU. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe for more analysis on movies, TV, and gaming. Show some respect to my boy Bob, and keep calm and let life carry you on.